Hello, all you beautiful people out there, and welcome to Saturday live stream. First things first, I'm going to comment of the week, and today's comment of the week goes to Dr. Mike Warner, and he's Dr. Mark Warner, sorry, and he says, so the centralization, this is under the Babylonian destruction of 586 BCE, no music. So the centralization of the cult under Ezekias and Josiah had little impact outside of Jerusalem. In any event, the Assyrians, Egyptians, and Babylonians were far more powerful than Little Judah, so it's difficult to agree with the Bible that Yahweh was punishing the Jews. And I would agree with that assessment because even at the height of its power in the United Kingdom of Israel really wasn't all that powerful. And, you know, and the United Kingdom didn't really last all that long. It was united under David, and I think it lasted until the death of Solomon, and then after Solomon, everything went to shit. So, at any rate, thank you for the comment, Dr. Mark Warner. Stay in history. On April 24th, 1916, on Easter Monday in Dublin, the Irish Republican Brotherhood, a secret... Hang on. I have no idea how that keeps happening. I don't want it to keep happening, but it does. Okay. The Irish Republican Brotherhood, a secret organization of Irish nationalists led by Patrick Pearse, launched the so-called Easter Rebellion, an armed uprising against British rule, assisted by militant Irish socialists under James Connolly. Pearse and his fellow Republicans rioted and attacked British provincial government headquarters across Dublin and seized the Irish capital's General Post Office. Following these successes, they proclaimed the independence of Ireland, which had been under the repressive thumb of the United Kingdom for centuries, and by the next morning were in control of much of the city. Later that day, however, British authorities launched a counteroffensive, and by April 29th, the uprising had been crushed. Nevertheless, the Easter Rebellion is considered a significant marker on the road to establishing an independent Irish Republic. And there's more on that, but if you want more, you can go to history.com. And now, for the main event of the day, where we make fun of the Bible. Because it's so fun to make fun of the Bible. Okay, now we are in Numbers chapter 7. When Moses finished setting up the tabernacle, Moses didn't finish setting up the tabernacle. He had help. Why can't God get it right? Oh yeah, because he's a figment of somebody's imagination. He anointed and consecrated it and all its furnishings. He also anointed and consecrated the altar and all its utensils. Then the leaders of Israel, the heads of families, who were the tribal leaders in charge of those who were counted, made offerings. They brought as their gifts before the Lord 6 covered carts and 12 oxen, an ox from each leader and a cart from every 2. These they presented before the tabernacle. The Lord said to Moses, accept these from them, that they may be used in the work at the tent of meeting. Give them to the Levites as each man's work requires. So Moses took the carts and oxen and gave them to the Levites. He gave 2 carts and 4 oxen to the Gershonites as their work required, and he gave 4 carts and 8 oxen to the Merarites as their work required. They were all under the direction of Ithamar, son of Aaron the priest. But Moses did not give any to the Kohathites, because they were to carry on their shoulders the holy things for which they were responsible. When the altar was anointed, the leaders brought their offerings for its dedication and presented before the altar, for the Lord had said to Moses, each day one leader is to bring his offering for the dedication of the altar. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. If the altar is the one supposed to be dedicated, then why do the leaders have to bring any kind of offering? That doesn't make any sense. But whatever. This book doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Sorry guys. I'm really tired. Let's get this shit show over with. The one who brought his offering on the first day was Nahshon, son of Amminadab, of the tribe of Judah. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Nahshon, son of Amminadab. How the hell are they finding all of this shit in the desert? Just a thought. On the second day, Nethanel, son of Zuar, the leader of Issachar, brought his offering. The offering he brought was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb, each a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs, a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Nethanel, son of Zuar. I hope I'm not the only one this doesn't make sense to. Why are you offering all of these animals? It doesn't make any sense. Why don't you keep them? Because you're going to need them. Because you're going to be in the wilderness for 40 fucking years. Verse 30. On the fourth day, Eliezer, son of Shedeur, the leader of the people of Reuben, brought his offering. His offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and one silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, one gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one male a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Eliezer, son of Shedeur. On the fifth day, Shelemiel, son of Zurishaddai, the leader of the people of Simeon, brought his offering. I have no idea, Junk Shop, because I did not read that in the furniture that's supposed to be used as a temple, used for the temple, rather. I didn't see God say, and thou shalt make a sprinkling bowl out of silver. So I have no clue. All right. So where were we? Um, his offering was one. Okay, hang on. Verse 39, one young bull, one ram, and one male lamb, a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs, a year old, to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Shalumiel, son of Zurishaddai. On the sixth day, Eliasaph, son of Duel, the leader of the people of Gad, brought his offering. His offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and one silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour, mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, one gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Eliasaph, son of Duel. Verse 48. On the seventh day, Elishama, son of Ammihud, the leader of the people of Ephraim, brought his offering. His offering was one silver plate weighing 130 shekels, and one silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, one gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, one young bull, one ram, and one male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, one male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Elishama, son of Ahimud. I would love just for the breakup of this monotony, for the quote-unquote sprinkling bowl to be full of cow shit. Just saying. Verse 54. On the 8th day, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, the leader of the people of Manasseh, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels, 1 sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense. I got a question. What the fuck are the priests going to do with all this shit? 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This is the offering of Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. On the 9th day, Abidan, son of Gideoni, the leader of the people of Benjamin, brought his offering. His offering was 1 silver plate weighing 130 shekels and 1 silver sprinkling bowl weighing 70 shekels, both according to the sanctuary shekel, each filled with the finest flour mixed with olive oil as a grain offering, 1 gold dish weighing 10 shekels, filled with incense, 1 young bull, 1 ram, and 1 male lamb a year old for a burnt offering, 1 male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 male lambs a year old to be sacrificed as a fellowship offering. This was the offering of Abidan, son of Gideoni. On the 10th day, Ahiezer, son of Amminashadai, the leader of the people of Dan, brought his offering. And, I'm just going to skip that. Sorry, junk shop. Verse 72. On the 11th day, Pagiel, son of Okran, the leader of the people of Asher, brought his offering. Same old shit. On to verse 78. On the 12th day, Ahira, son of Enan, leader of the people of Naphtali, brought his offering. Same old shit. Verse 84. These were the offerings of the Israelite leaders for the dedication of the altar when it was anointed: 12 silver plates, 12 silver sprinkling bowls, and 12 gold dishes. Each silver plate weighed 130 shekels, and each sprinkling bowl 70 shekels. Altogether, the silver dishes weighed 2,400 shekels, according to the sanctuary shekel. The 12 gold dishes filled with incense weighed 10 shekels each, according to the sanctuary shekel. Altogether, the gold dishes weighed 120 shekels. The total number of animals for the burnt offering came to 12 young bulls, 12 rams, and 12 male lambs a year old, together with grain offering. 12 male goats were used for the sin offering. The total number of animals for the sacrifice of the fellowship offering came to 24 oxen, 60 rams, 60 male goats, and 60 male lambs a year old. These were the offerings for the dedication of the altar after it was anointed. When Moses entered the tent of meeting to speak with the Lord, he heard the voice speaking to him from between the 2 cherubim above the atonement cover on the ark of the covenant law. In this way, the Lord spoke to him. I call bullshit. Chapter 8. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and say to him, when you set up the lamps, see that all 7 light up the area in front of the lampstand." Aaron did so. He set up the lamps so that they faced forward on the lampstand, just as the Lord commanded Moses. This is how the lampstand was made. It was made of hammered gold from its base to its blossoms. The lampstand was made exactly like the pattern the Lord had shown Moses. The Lord said to Moses, "Take the Levites from among all the Israelites and make them ceremonially clean. To purify them, do this: sprinkle the water of cleansing on them, then have them shave their whole bodies and wash their clothes, and so they will purify themselves. Have them take a young bull with its grain offering of the finest flour mixed with olive oil. Then you are to take a second young bull for a sin offering. Bring the Levites to the front of the tent meeting and assemble the whole Israelite community. You are to bring the Levites before the Lord, and the Israelites are to lay their hands on them. Aaron is to present the Levites before the Lord as a wave offering from the Israelites, so that they may be ready to do the work of the Lord. Because, of course, the blood god needs his blood. Of course he needs his blood. What else do you expect a blood god to want? By the way, Yahweh is also the war god, so of course he's a blood god too. Verse 12. Then the Levites are to lay their hands on the heads of the bull, using one for a sin offering to the Lord and the other for a burnt offering, to make atonement for the Levites. Have the Levites stand in front of Aaron and his sons and present them as a wave offering to the Lord. So wait a minute. They're supposed to wave the Levites in front of the Lord? How does that work? They take one arm and one leg and wave the Levites before the Lord? Oh, he means the animals. Well, fuck me. He didn't say that. Verse 14. In this way, you are to set the Levites apart from the other Israelites, and the Levites will be mine. After you have purified the Levites and presented them as a wave offering, they are to come to do their work at the tent of meeting. They are the Israelites who are to be given wholly to me. I have taken them as my own in place of the firstborn, the first male offering from every Israelite woman. Every firstborn male in Israel, whether human or animal, is mine. When I struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, I set them apart for myself, and I have taken the Levites in place of all the firstborn sons in Israel. From among all the Israelites, I have given the Levites as gifts to Aaron and his sons to do the work at the tent of meeting on behalf of the Israelites, and to make atonement for them, so that no plague will strike the Israelites when they go near the sanctuary. Verse 20. Moses, Aaron, and the whole Israelite community did with the Levites, just as the Lord commanded Moses. The Levites purified themselves and washed their clothes, and Aaron presented them as a wave offering before the Lord and made atonement for them to purify them. After that, the Levites came to do their work at the tent of meeting under the supervision of Aaron and his sons. They did with the Levites just as the Lord commanded Moses. The Lord said to Moses, "This applies to the Levites. Men 25 years old or more shall come to take part in the work of the tent of meeting, but at the age of 50 they must retire from their regular service and work no longer." I guess God is gay nevermore. I mean, after all, it is only the sons. Alrighty. Where did I leave off? This is so fucking annoying. Verse 22. After that, the Levites came to do their work at the tent of meeting under the supervision of Aaron and his sons. They did with the Levites just as the Lord commanded Moses. That sounds like a really, really, really bad sex joke. Just saying. Verse 23. The Lord said to Moses, this applies to the Levite. Oh, I already said that. Moving on. Verse 26. They may assist their brothers in performing their duties at the tent of meeting, but they themselves must not do the work. This, then, is how you are to assign the responsibility of the Levites. Chapter 9. The Lord spoke to Moses in the desert of Sinai in the first month of the second year after they came out of Egypt. He said, have the Israelites celebrate the Passover at the appointed time. Celebrate it at the appointed time at twilight on the 14th day of this month in accordance with all its rules and regulations. So Moses told the Israelites to celebrate the Passover, and they did so in the desert of Sinai at twilight on the 14th day of the first month. The Israelites did everything just as the Lord commanded Moses. Some of them could not celebrate the Passover on that day because they were ceremonially unclean on account of a dead body. So they came to Moses and Aaron that same day and said to Moses, we have become unclean because of a dead body, but why should we be kept from presenting the Lord's offering with the other Israelites at the appointed time? Moses answered them, wait till I find out what the Lord commands concerning you. Then the Lord said to Moses, tell the Israelites, when any of you or your descendants are unclean because of a dead body or are away on a journey, they are still to celebrate the Lord's Passover. But they are to do it on the 14th day of the second month of twilight. They are to eat the lamb together with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. They must not leave any of it till morning or break any of its bones. When they celebrate the Passover, they must follow all regulations. But if anyone who is ceremonially clean and not on a journey fails to celebrate the Passover, they must be cut off from their people for not presenting the Lord's offering at the appointed time. They will bear the consequences of their sin. A foreigner residing among you is also to celebrate the Lord's Passover in accordance with the rules and regulations. You must have the same regulations for both the foreigner and the native born. Verse 15. On the day of the tabernacle, the tent of the covenant law was set up. The cloud covered it from evening till morning. The cloud above the tabernacle looked like fire. That is how it continued to be. The cloud covered it, and at night it looked like fire. By the way, um, there is a hypothesis going around that Yahweh was not only a war god, he was also a volcano god. So it is hypothesized that the fire was actually a volcano. That was like somewhat off from like the tent of meeting. Not that I believe this, but people who believe it say that, you know, it might have been a volcano that was some way away from the tent of meeting so that it looked like the fire was coming up from the tent of meeting. And if you think about Yahweh as a god of volcanoes, then it makes sense that um, his symbol would be fire and smoke because those things come out of volcanoes. Verse 17. Whenever the cloud lifted from above the tent, the Israelites set out. Wherever the cloud settled, the Israelites encamped. At the Lord's command, the Israelites set out, and at his command, they encamped. As long as the cloud stayed over the tabernacle, they remained in camp. When the cloud remained over the tabernacle a long time, the Israelites obeyed the Lord's order and did not set out. Sometimes the cloud was over the tabernacle only a few days. At the Lord's command, they would encamp, and then at his command, they would set out. Sometimes the cloud stayed only from evening till morning, and when it lifted in the morning, they set out. Whether by day or by night, whenever the cloud lifted, they set out. Whether the cloud stayed over the tabernacle for 2 days or a month or a year, the Israelites would remain in camp and not set out. But when it lifted, they would set out. At the Lord's command, they encamped, and at the Lord's command, they set out. They obeyed the Lord's order in accordance with his command through Moses. Chapter 10. The Lord said to Moses, "Make 2 trumpets of hammered silver and use them for calling the community together and for having the camps set out. When both are sounded, the whole community is to assemble before you at the entrance to the tent of meeting. If only one is sounded, the leaders, the heads of the clans of Israel, are to assemble before you. When a trumpet blast is sounded, the tribes camping on the east are to set out. At the sounding of the second blast, the camps at the south are to set out. The blast will be the signal for the setting out. To gather the assembly, blow the trumpets, but not with the signal for setting out. The sons of Aaron, the priests, are to blow the trumpets. This is to be a lasting ordinance for you in the generations to come. When you go into battle in your own land against an enemy who is oppressing you, sound a blast on the trumpets. Then you will be remembered by the Lord your God and rescued from your enemies." Well, that worked out real well, didn't it? Verse 10. Also, at your times of rejoicing, your appointed festivals and new moon feasts, you are to sound the trumpets over your burnt offerings, fellowship offerings, and they will be a memorial for you before your God. I am the Lord your God. On the 20th day of the second month of the second year, the cloud lifted from above the tabernacle of the covenant law. Then the Israelites set out from the desert of Sinai and traveled from place to place until the cloud came to rest in the desert of Paran. They set out this first time at the Lord's command through Moses. The divisions of the camp of Judah went first under their standard. Nahshon, son of Amminadab, was in command. Nathanael, son of Zur, was over the division of Issachar, and Eliab, son of Helon, was over the division of the tribe of Zebulun. And the tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonites and the Merarites who carried it set out. The divisions of the camp of Reuben went next under their standard. Eliezer, son of Shedeur, was in command. Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai, was over the division of the tribe of Simeon, and Eliasaph, tribe of Gad. Then the Kohathites set out carrying the holy things. The tabernacle was to be set up before they arrived. The divisions of the camps of Ephraim went next under their standard. Elishama, son of Ammihud, was in command. Gamaliel, son of Pedazur, was over the division of the tribe of Manasseh, and Abidin, son of Gideoni, was over the division of the tribe of Benjamin. Giddy up! I'm sorry. I just needed to say that. Finally, as the rear guard for all the units, the divisions of the camp of Dan set out under their standard. Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, was in command. Pagiel, the son of Ochran, was over the division of the tribe of Asher, and Ahira, son of Enan, was over the division of the tribe of Naphtali. This was the order of march for the Israelites. Now Moses said to Hobab, son of Ruel, the Midianite Moses' father-in-law, "We are setting out for the place about which the Lord said, 'I will give it to you.' Come with us, and we will treat you well, for the Lord has promised good things to Israel." He answered, "No, I will not go. I am going back to my own land and my own people." But Moses said, "Please do not leave us. You know where we should camp in the wilderness, and you can be our eyes. If you come with us, we will share with you whatever good things the Lord gives us." So they set out from the mountain of the Lord and traveled for 3 days. The ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them during those 3 days to find a place to rest. The cloud of the Lord was over them by day when they set out from camp. When the ark set out, Moses said, "Rise up, Lord. May your enemies be scattered. May your foes flee before you." Whenever it came to rest, he said, "Return, Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel." Um, Chapter 11. Now the people complained about their hardships in the hearing of the Lord. Wait a minute. In the hearing of the Lord? I thought he was omnipresent. If God is everywhere at once, wouldn't there be nowhere he couldn't hear the complaining? So why the fuck do they even say this? And when he heard them, his anger was aroused. Then fire from the Lord burned among them and consumed some of the outskirts of the camp. When the people cried out to Moses, he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down. So that place was called Tabernacle, because fire from the Lord burned among them. The rabble with them began to crave other food. The rabble? Jesus fucking Christ, people. Can't you at least, give your own people the benefit of the doubt? I mean, hell, if I'd been eating bread or whatever this manna shit is for who knows how long, I'd be crying out for something different too. If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we ate in Egypt at no cost, also the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna. The manna was like coriander seed and looked like raisin. The people went around gathering it and then ground it in a hand mill or crushed it in a mortar. They cooked it in a pot or made it into loaves. Wait a minute. So this shit wasn't even cooked? God was so lazy he couldn't even cook the shit. Hang on a minute. Sorry about that. I had to get the door. All right. Um, so let's see. Um, okay. Verse 10. Moses heard the people of every family wailing at the entrance to their tents. The Lord became exceedingly angry, and Moses was troubled. He asked the Lord, "Why have you brought this trouble on your servant? What have I done to displease you, that you put this burden on me? Did I conceive all of these people? Did I give birth to them? Why do you tell me to carry them in my arms as a nurse carries an infant to the land you promised on oath to their ancestors? Where can I get meat for all these people? They keep wailing to me, 'Give us meat.' I cannot carry all these people by myself. The burden is too heavy for me. If this is how you are going to treat me, please go ahead and kill me, if I have found favor in your eyes, and do not let me face my own ruin." Attaboy, Moses, tell him. Verse 16. The Lord said to Moses, "Bring me 70 of Israel's elders who are known to you as leaders and officials among the people. Have them come to the tent of meeting, that they may stand there with you. I will come down and speak with you there, and I will take some of the power of the Spirit that is on you and will put it on them. They will share the burden of the people with you, so that you will not have to carry it alone. Tell the people, consecrate yourselves in preparation for tomorrow, when you will eat meat. The Lord heard you when you wailed, 'If only we had meat to eat, we were better off in Egypt.' Now the Lord will give you meat, and you will eat it. You will not eat it for just 1 day, or 2 days, or 5 days, or 20 days, but for a whole month, until it comes out of your nostrils, and you loathe it, because you have rejected the Lord who is among you, and have wailed before him, saying, 'Why did we ever leave Egypt?'" What the fuck, God? They want meat. It's perfectly reasonable to ask for meat. Verse 21. But Moses said, "Here I am among 600,000 men on foot, not even, and you say I will give them meat to eat for a whole month. Would they have enough if flocks and herds were slaughtered before them? Would they have enough if all the fish in the sea were caught for them?" The Lord answered Moses, "Is the Lord's arm too short?" Yeah. Considering you're non-existent, I would say so. Now you will see whether or not what I say will come true for you. Verse 24. So Moses went out and told the people what the Lord had said. He brought together 70 of their elders and had the Lord come down in a cloud and spoke with him, and took some of the power of the Spirit that was on him and put it on the 70 elders. When the Spirit rested on them, they prophesied, but did not do so again. However, 2 men whose names were Eldad and Medad, who remained in camp, they were listed among the elders, but did not go to the tent. Yet the Spirit also rested on them, and they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and told Moses, "Eldad and Medad are prophesying in the camp." Joshua, son of Nun, who had been Moses' aide since youth, spoke up and said, "Moses, my Lord, stop them." But Moses replied, "Are you jealous for my sake? I wish that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the Lord would put his Spirit on them." Then Moses and the elders of Israel returned to camp. Now a wind went out from the Lord and drove quail in from the sea. It scattered them up to 2 cubits deep all around the camp, as far as a day's walk in any direction. All that day and night, and all the next day, the people went out and gathered quail. No one gathered less than 10 homers. Then they spread them out all around the camp. But while the meat was still between their teeth, and before it could be consumed, the anger of the Lord burned against the people, and he struck them with a severe plague. Therefore, the place is called Kibroth Hattaavah, because there they buried the people who had craved other food. From Kibroth Hattaavah, the people traveled to Hazoroth and stayed there. God damn it, I am so glad I am going to hell and I don't have to live forever with this monster. Chapter 12, and the last chapter we're going to read today. Miriam and Aaron began to talk against Moses because of his Cushite wife, for he had married a Cushite. Has the Lord spoken only through Moses? They asked. Hasn't he also spoken through us? And the Lord heard this. Now Moses was a very humble man, more humble than anyone else on the face of the earth. By the way, the Christians believe that Moses wrote the Pentateuch. So if Moses wrote them of himself, hey Marianne, he wasn't very humble now, was he? Of course, he didn't write this of himself. And Moses didn't even exist, so I don't know why we're even on this subject to begin with. But anyway, verse 4, at once the Lord said to Moses, Aaron and Miriam, come out to the tent of meeting, all three of you. So the three of them went out. Then the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud. He stood at the entrance to the tent and summoned Aaron and Miriam. When the two of them stepped forward, he said, listen to my words. When there is a prophet among you, I, the Lord, reveal myself to them in visions. I speak to them in dreams. But this is not true of my servant Moses. He is faithful in all my house. With him I speak face to face, clearly and not in riddles. He sees the form of the Lord. Why then were you not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? The anger of the Lord burned against them, and he left them. When the cloud lifted from above the tent, Miriam's skin was leprous. It became as white as snow. Aaron turned toward her and saw that she had a defiling skin disease, and he said to Moses, please, my Lord, I ask you not to hold against us the sin that we have so foolishly committed. What sin? God did speak through you two. What the goddamn fuck did you do, Aaron? For God's sake. Verse 13. So Moses cried to the Lord, please, God, heal her. Then the Lord replied to Moses, if her father had spit in her face, would she not have been in disgrace for 7 days? Confine her outside the camp for 7 days. After that, she can be brought back. So Miriam was confined outside the camp for 7 days, and the people did not move on until she had been brought back. After that, the people left Hazoroth and encamped in the desert of Paran. So God likes to get mad at Israel. Yeah. You know what? Fuck you, God. You can take your favor and shove it. Because if that's your favor, I don't want it. So anyway, hey Kevin. Hey everyone. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Like I said, fuck you, God. If this is your favor, I don't want any part of it. You know, you can go fuck yourself. So anyway, links are in the description if you want to become a member of this channel. You can do that. If you want to become a patron, the Patreon link is in the description as well. Please consider looking at my other videos. To get comment of the week, you must comment on one of my edited videos. And let's see what else. Tomorrow, Atheist Church Same Lisa time, same Lisa channel. So don't forget about that. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And, you know, have, just, whatever you're going to do, go ahead and do, and have a wonderful time doing it. Goodbye, folks.